especially when you're in New York sublet.
Clay wants to be seen at Champs.
Especially not in control.
Missed it last year. He doesn't want to miss it again.
They almost have to. They're going to get exposed versus top teams. But problem is, it doesn't look like they made any expo strides in the last couple of weeks.
And Vegas is looking good.
Yeah. Into this series that they were going to win map 1.
They've played 2 of the top 4 teams from the last event. They've taken them both last map. They lose a round 11 to Optic, and they win a round 10 versus New York. Vegas is looking fucking good.
New York didn't get the win. They do get our
Let's go.
EV extract mode play, and it comes from a man named Hydra.
Yeah, this was dirty. This was dirty.
Yeah, this was nuts.
And somehow get past 3 Vegas players. Look at this
That's
stuff,
Neo right there, bro. I mean, like, how the movement was crazy. He dolphin dives sideways.
I don't know how he did. I thought he was going to die right there.
That was actually insane.
Played his life and finesses with the Deddy all the way on the reflank, and they end up.
If Rocker wins, it cancels out everything Vegas did. Correct.
That is Hydra with our Hummer.
But that's why we're rooting for Boston. Let's go Breach.
Yes, I would
my
like
former love.
I would like Boston to win this series right here.
Still,
The man who's been fired up since
still in my heart.
3
It's
p.m.
Eubanks.
I know how meaningful these matches have been for you this week.
He
We
loves
can
it.
see it on your face in game. What are you saying to the squad? What's happening on the comps?
Looks like you
What's
just got
it
off the
like
game,
right
Tony
now
Hawk.
in a very pressure-filled situation?
Good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a lot of passion, Puckett. We really want to make champs. We know how important all these matches are. I mean, I smell like shit. I'm sweating so hard. Like, we are trying so hard to win these matches. Like, I got to go shower right after this interview, man.
That boy James is stinky.
A nice warm shower.
I want to ask you, because obviously you guys finally started in winners. It's not the showing that you wanted to happen, you know, and now we head into Major 5 qualifiers. It's the last stride for you guys to try and clinch top 8. What was that conversation like following Major 4 and bombing out the way that you did unexpectedly from us and as you as players?
Yeah, the conversations, I mean, obviously weren't good. We got absolutely speed ran by New York and then choked a 5-2 lead, game 5 with a streak against Florida, and that's just like one of the most heartbreaking ways to lose. We know how important it all is, but we also understand that we still have a stage left. Like, we're not in last place, we're not in 11th place, we're not in 10th place. Like, we're on the cusp. Like, we're 3 matches worth of points behind. We just got to understand that. Like, everyone's talking about, oh, your strength of schedule is so bad. Like, it doesn't matter who we play. We've always played the top teams really tight this year, so I think it's actually better for us that we play better teams this stage, because we play up and down to our competition consistently. So better practice for us, better reps for us, and hopefully we can keep these points going.
Love that attitude. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Yo, Jim.
James said, fuck 'em.
It's 2023.
Don't matter who we're playing.
11.1k damage, a 1.2, absolutely taken over in that series. I was not expecting to see a stat line like that out of you going into this one versus New York. Just a couple days ago, I saw you weren't
Boston are
getting
using
picked in
sound
eights and
EQ?
things like that. How does that, like, going into this,
Yeah.
are you trying to make a statement? Like, because you've been taking over these
Sorry, I was
first
looking
two
at the bench
matches.
tweet you guys were talking about, and then I was reading the
Yeah,
text I got.
100%. I think that I've been super lackluster all year, and especially my LAN performances haven't been as good. I think I've been not being selfish enough, if that makes sense. And so I've really kind of found my own and understand when to be selfish and when to play as a team. Like, I'm one of the biggest team players you'll meet, so it's been a hard adjustment for me to be more selfish. And I think that's really what I've found. I've been grinding a ton, playing a lot of VODs. I mean, I'm still trying to play. And if I go out with a whimper, who knows if I'll get a spot next year. So I'm really trying to put my all into this. And you can see it on my face, on my reaction right there, like how much this means to me. I really want to qualify for champs, and we're doing that, hopefully.
Yo, that's better get a spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, if someone's selling a franchise, you're the
James
first man
is going to
I'm
get a
calling.
spot
Clay,
next.
congrats on
Yeah.
the win. We're
James
gonna
has
let
been
you go
playing
before
very
you go.
well recently. Guys, we see what you're saying. We saw Boston is using sound EQ on
Versus
LAN.
Atlanta, I mean me, right? Just on the Star to Watch. Just
That's
watch
the
me.
guy.
All right.
That was
To be honest,
I was going to say it for you if you did it.
we'll wait for the end of this interview to talk about it.
I think it's one singular match. It's a qualifier match. It's not an event. They're going to be using it. For example, if they were to play tomorrow, they'd have to use it. I don't disagree with them wanting to just keep the qualifiers consistent.
It is technically supposed to be an online match. Yeah, Boston might have agreed to it, whatever the fuck, but it's not like the craziest thing in the world. It's really not. People are going to make it a big deal, but I do think, though, that if they're playing on LAN and they agreed, then they shouldn't use it. But I can also see the argument on why they would want to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because technically it's supposed to be an online match.
Yeah. It's like how many is what?
I
so,
fucking
but
hate
is
how
there
much.
any? I don't know. It's like me personally, I wouldn't use it.
I
That's
just hate how much bullshit's involved now, bro.
I personally
Back
wouldn't
then-
use it either.
Back then, you changed 3 settings. You change your sensitivity. You
daisy
change
chain
your,
up, the red
Yeah.
button.
Now
I
it's like
see both sides of it.
Same.
I see both sides.
same.
Personally, I wouldn't use it because they probably agreed to do it, and it, being on LAN, you kind of go into it assuming that you're not going to be using it. So if they're like getting there and then they're like, if they didn't say anything about it before, then it is kind of like whack.
Yeah.
Because if they got there and then they're like putting Minnesota in a position where it's like, we're going to use this shit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
Ethan, I appreciate that 5, baby. My guy. My fucking guy.
But I can see both sides. I can see both sides.
But I don't care what anyone says. That shit creates bad tendencies, though.
What,
Like-
sound EQ?
Oh hell yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to use it, like, the less I can. I mean, someone else is using it, I get it, but, like,
I mean, you might as well take the LAN reps too. Like,
Yeah.
like, you
you're
know
going to
what I'm
be
saying?
playing at champs more than likely. You might as well take like the actual fucking the LAN rep.
real
That,
rep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like playing on fucking LAN with sound EQ. It's might as well get the rep. You know what I'm saying? But I see both sides.
Hate it when they play both sides.
I see both sides.
I still see your shadow in my
I think it is
room.
whack though if they like trap Minnesota. If like they didn't say anything beforehand. Do
Well,
you think they said
that's-
anything before?
That's
Bef-
different. If they agreed to not use it and then went there and said we're using it,
Yeah,
that's
very
that's
scummy.
bullshit. That's loser
Now, what-
activity.
That's very scummy.
what if it's, like, neutral? Like, no one mentioned anything. They just got there and they're like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. I assumed it wasn't talked about prior. It was probably just assumed because it's on LAN.
Assumed it's on
It wa-
LAN.
It was probably
Yes, I
assumed.
agree
It
with
probably
that.
wasn't discussed. I don't know.
Well, there's always some sort of drama in Call of Duty. There's always something going on.
Correct.
Boston
Right, where's Lavish?
wanting
Fraud.
to use it. Am I wrong, or
got
doesn't the
Ethan,
league make
baby.
them turn it off on LAN? It's not a league-hosted event. Host team make the league rules. That's so weird. Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting. It's an interesting one.
Dude, I'm swearing Minnesota low-key found the loop-de-loop.
They're hosting events.
Bruh.
They found the loophole.
You do the loop-de-loop and pull.
Well, that already now. Do you think Minnesota's going into this with a bad taste in their mouth now? There might be some shit talk in this match now.
That's
'Cause
good.
if Boston loses this and they do this, the whole community's going to be on their ass.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just makes it a lose-lose situation because now, like, if Minnesota loses, people are just going to blame sound EQ. It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
My
But-
boy. The glow. Appreciate that prime, baby.
That's a good point. They
Popping out
agreed
later,
to play
boy.
the LAN. This is a good point from Gopher. They agreed to play the LAN event at the beginning of the season before Sound DQ became a major issue. To be fair, back then Sound DQ wasn't being used, at least publicly. Like no one really knew about it.
That's actually a good point.
So they agreed to it before Sound DQ was even a thing. And I remember it because I remember being in the room. It was like week 1 of the CDL start, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Minnesota in May."
That's a good point.
It's a good point.
Can we explain sound EQ? It just makes it easier to hear. Players don't agree to go. Okay.
Correct.
Alec also giving us another side of this, another side. The
Yeah,
players aren't
correct.
the ones agreeing to go.
Yeah, the orgs just make decisions.
And never mind, he said actually ignore. So Alec, you just trapped us. Here we go. Intros are in. And that's 5 from Cosby. Thank you, Cosby. Appreciate it.
All my homies say Wisconsin. ago. Actually, I have been there.
Oh, where to go? No.
I have been.
I think I'm watching the originals, dude.
Eyeballs. Fuck it.
Now that's a good show, the originals. Oof. VR, welcome back, bro.
Oh, here's Boston
this is
loading up
new.
sound EQ.
That was a good one, Scump. Is this new?
Sound EQ.
Oh, it's new.
Okay. Okay.
Big wake.
Ooh, new intro goes hard.
Yeah. I fucked with that.
W intro.
Yeah. That was cool.
And are the Minnesota fans going to boo Boston here? Or are they not going to walk out?
Yeah, I think only Rocker does walkouts. Reese Vivid back in the lineup. There's my old duo, Demon Joe.
Weeks away from heading up to Canada for our Toronto Major. 3 weeks of qualifiers before we get there, and a big matchup for our Boston squad that we haven't seen in a bit.
PC audio setting that players can enable. Not an option for console players. Yeah, it's a PC thing. When loudness equalization is equipped, it balances audio direction and enemy noise. It makes opponent footstep audio much clearer and easier to pinpoint. So, basically, the way I would explain loudness EQ is it makes all of the sounds in the game smaller. We've already seen Optic Texas, Scump, and Shotzi criticize the scumbags using it, and other pros like Scrappy have blasted pros. What the fuck? What is that? What is that fucking sentence? But basically, loudness EQ, it makes all the other noises in the game quieter besides the footsteps. So, like, it amplifies the footsteps, but it makes, like, gunshot sounds, grenade sounds, like, all sounds like that lower, basically. So it just makes it easier to sound over.
I mean, going down 0-2 to Boston.
Called out? Yeah,
Especially going on to a
that
CeeLo.
article
Now,
is
granted, Minnesota's been good
interesting.
there. Boston have also been very good at a CeeLo control.
They tried to sneak that shit in there.
Minnesota, they are at home. They got their crowd in front of them. So far, in front of that crowd, they have dominated.
Playing blackjack with that tone. Hey, oh, I see you over there.
Nah, I didn't load it up. I didn't. I'm doubled today, though. Your boy is 2x today.
Who?
Me.
You are?
Yeah.
It's like Sit Rep Pro. It's not a bad comparison. It's like Sit Rep Pro.
Sure.
So is MN going to use it as well? They have to now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's weird for MN now too, because MN just played their first series not using it. Now they're about to play